Utica Shale is a formation that is in Coshocton County. The state of Ohio has both Marcellus and Utica Shale. The eastern part of Ohio has Marcellus Shale. So you'll hear a lot about Carroll County having Marcellus Shale, some in Tuscarawas County, Belmont County. But Coshocton will be focusing on Utica Shale. And Utica Shale is, sometimes you'll hear it being called wet gas or oil, because there's not just natural gas, but oil as well. And the oil industry and gas and oil industry will be focusing on probably taking the oil out first. Natural gas prices are pretty low right now, so they'll be focusing on the oil that is in our shale, that's in our community. And we know that Utica Shale is quite far below the surface. Much lower than any of the traditional oil wells that we're familiar with seeing in our community. And just fairly recently, they've been doing more horizontal fracking. So they are going to be able to drill much lower and much farther into the earth and doing horizontal fracking. So that means that they're going to drill probably 1.5 miles or so below the surface of the earth and then start horizontally drilling and being able to capture the gas and oil in that shale play. So this is a fairly new technology that they're using. Certainly fracting's been around for a number of years, but the horizontal fracking is a fairly new technology. They're able to drill and actually do small explosives to loosen the shale, and then they're able to inject water with some silica sand and chemicals in order to hold the shale open and release the gas and the oil. The Port Authority in our community, you know, all over the state of Ohio, there's different port authorities. Some of them responsible for maybe an airport or a ship port, you know, if you were in Lake Erie. But here in Coshocton, it's all about economic development. So we are very much focused on jobs and connecting the dots. So when a community is faced with an oil and gas industry like this, we are responding to the potential economic boom that's potentially going to happen here. We know that Anadarko has their first permit in Ohio, or in Coshocton County. It'll be in Linton Township. So they will probably be drilling within a month or so, or starting to get prepared to do the initial drill. And then they plan on doing a number of test sites to make sure that we actually have what they're anticipating. You know, they don't want to spend a lot of money on drilling and buying up a lot of leases and not be successful. So they'll first do the first drill in Linton Township, then they'll probably do 2 or 3 test drills. And then we'll see what happens from there. If it looks as good as they think it is, Coshocton County is headed into an oil and gas industry boom. And certainly the Port Authority's role is to help plan. We want to do strategic planning for our community. We know that every sector of our community is probably going to be affected. Even if you don't work in the oil and gas industry, certainly you know, auxiliary businesses are going to be affected. If you're an eye doctor, if you're a dentist, if you haul water, if you're a truck driver, if you sell boots, if you sell rain gear, there's just a huge amount of possibilities in our community that's going to affect our economy. You know, if you're a landowner and you are given, or if you sell your lease and you start gaining royalties, you're a farmer, maybe you're going to invest in your farm, you'll buy new equipment, a new car, hire more people to help you on the farm. So it's just, you know, it starts stimulating our economy. So that's what we're trying to prepare for. You can just Google the Coshocton Port Authority and you'll be able to pick up our web address from there. We just launched a fairly new website, and we have a website dedicated. There's a page on our website that's dedicated to Utica Shale, and we are posting all kinds of information. We look at it daily, weekly, monthly. We're always putting new information there. So we posted a video about the whole industry. It's on Marcellus Shale, but it is so close to what Utica Shale drilling is all about. It's a video that talks about the good things and bad things and how to think about this, how to get prepared for this industry coming into our community. We posted a link to the ODNR's geology website so that you can look at the gas and oil wells that are on your property. You can get all the documentation that is there. We put PDF files, so there's fact sheets there, links to a number of different really good sources. We're always putting out information about potential new businesses that can be created. The Port Authority is also working with the Small Business Development Center so that we can work with small businesses in our community so they can either start a new business or grow their business or maybe add on to their business. So we're working really hard with them to get our community prepared, working with all sectors of our community to start doing strategic planning. You know, if you're a farmer and you get a lot of money in a lease agreement and as well as royalties, you may want to invest that in your community. So what better way to maybe go to the Coshocton Foundation and set up a foundation for your family for sustainability. Maybe you're interested in Future Farmers of America, so why not set up a foundation account where you possibly have scholarships for young people. So there's a lot of possibilities when the oil and gas industry comes in. We want to make sure they know about our foundations, they know about our Pomerene Center for the Arts, about our Johnson Hummerkaus Museum, our Park District, all these things that they can donate to help us. Certainly want our community to start thinking about investing those dollars. We know we tell the landowners, don't buy a lot of toys when you sell your lease. Make sure you're investing in your business and in your farms. Make sure you put enough money away to pay your taxes. We want to make sure that you're better off when this all is finished and not worse off than when we started. And it's preparing our community. You know, we need to support our engineer to make sure that he has the support of our community when it's times to look at our roads, not just our county roads, but support our township trustees to help them guard and take care of our township roads. So there's just a lot of things that are going on in the community that we all need to be aware of. We want to make sure that take advantage of the boom, and when the bust happens, that we are prepared and for sustainability. So when you go onto this website, you can say Coshocton County. It's going to bring up the map of Coshocton County. There's some instructions of how to use it, so you'll probably want to read through those just so that you're familiar with it. You can click to see all the wells in Coshocton County, and you'd be amazed of all the wells. You may be a property owner that you may know of one well. You may go on your property and realize there may be 5 or 10 wells that you don't even know about because they've been capped a long time ago. They may be back in the woods someplace you don't even know about them. So it's important to get familiar with your land and what kind of wells were put on your property at one time. It's important to know about the history of your property. Maybe you think you own your mineral rights, but maybe they may have been leased 20, 30, 50, maybe even the 1800s. So there's a lot of things to learn about your property. We want to make sure that, I would say for several months, landmen have been in our community. They've been going door to door to the different landowners and buying up leases. We know that over 80% of our county is already under an oil and gas lease. So we just want people to be aware of what they own, what their leases look like, take a look at what they have. Maybe if they have no lease and it's something new, before they sign anything, they want to be very comfortable. Talk to your neighbors, talk to landowner associations, talk to your lawyer. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing before you sign a lease. These leases are generational. You could be preparing for yourself, your children, your grandchildren, so you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. The Port Authority, when someone comes in and wants to start a business or wants to know about the services the Port Authority can help them with, we work very closely with the Chamber of Commerce as well as the Small Business Development Center. In the Port Authority area, in the Progress Center building, there is an office that the Small Business Development Center comes once a week and meets with businesses. He'll come more often if necessary, but he's scheduled to be there once a week. So we certainly look at all the opportunities that can happen. So let's say you're a truck driver, you can get a job this afternoon in the oil and gas industry. If you want to go to Belmont County or Carroll County or even into West Virginia and Pennsylvania, there are job opportunities right now because there's a shortage of truck drivers. But when they come into our community, let's say, and I've heard a lot because of the surrounding counties, they talk a lot. In Carroll County, I've heard of a farmer's wife who they're doing some laying gas pipe, and she makes lunches for him every day. And so she just does that, and she's up to between 100 to 500 lunches a day that she's making. So that's a little cottage industry that she's just doing because it's happening right there in her neighborhood. We know the porta potty business is going to be busy. Bottled water is going to be busy. We know fast food's going to be busy. If you have a food cart and you want to go to a well site, you're going to be very busy. There's just a lot of really creative things that you can do. Cleaning, food preparation. We know that all the restaurants are going to be very busy. There's just a ton of things out there that you can be really creative. If you sell boots, you're probably going to be selling a lot of boots. On the website, we have a link that shows a document of all the possible kinds of businesses that you can think about. So. It's not just about oil and gas industry. It's if you want to start a business, if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to expand your business. All of that information is on our website. All the tax incentives, all the grants, all the financial assistance is on our website so that you can see what's available. The Port Authority has revolving loan funds that are available. We have a considerable amount actually right now. Those are mostly USDA funds, so we are regulated through the USDA. If you need dollars that are less than $7,500 to maybe buy equipment or inventory for your business, you don't have to go through a bank to do that. They can come to the Port Authority. If it's more than $7,500, we require bank participation. So let's say you need $100,000 to start your business. You can go to the bank and maybe the bank will give you, let's say, $80,000. We can help you with the other $20,000. So we're always looking for an opportunity to help with gap financing.